Hurricanes are large tropical storms that form near the equator and travel across the warm waters of the Atlantic. Hurricanes can grow to be more than 500 miles across and can pack winds in excess of 100 miles per hour. Hurricanes cut paths of destruction thousands of miles wide and have caused billions of dollars in damage. As residents of the Tampa Bay area, we need to recognize that we live in an area that is susceptible to being hit by a hurricane. Along with making sure you have enough bottled water, batteries, flashlights, and canned food, you should also ensure you are prepared to offer first aid in the event you or a loved one becomes injured during a hurricane. After viewing this video series, you will have the information you need to offer first aid for 5 injuries that are common during and after a hurricane, including fractures, eye injuries, concussions, shock, and near drowning. In this segment, Josh will discuss how to properly offer first aid to someone who may have suffered a fracture during a hurricane. Remember, after a hurricane, it may be hours before trained medical professionals are able to access you or your family due to high demand for medical attention, storm debris, and localized flooding. If this is the case, what you do in the first minutes following an injury is vital. However, these instructions should not take the place of professional medical care. You should always seek medical attention as soon as you are able following an injury.
In this lesson, we're going to show you how to treat a fractured arm with objects that can be found from around your home, like towels and garbage bags. When treating someone for a suspected fracture, the first thing you want to do is keep the patient calm, get their name, and assess their first aid needs. Next, place something firm, like a folded towel, under the patient's armpit to support the arm as it naturally hangs. Then, use another towel to create a sling. Simply grab the length of towel by the opposing corners to create a pocket. As a result, you have created a hammock for the injured arm. Now, tie the loose end snugly behind their back to ensure the arm is held securely, that it is well supported, and to avoid further injury. Once the sling has been fully in place, now use a garbage bag to horizontally and completely immobilize the injured arm by wrapping the bag around their torso and then knotting it behind their back, therefore limiting the injured arm from any sway or any lateral movement. Keep in mind, now that you have finished a snug sling, you will want to make sure that it isn't too tight. Grab their hand and see if the victim still has feeling and good circulation in their fingers. If not, adjust if necessary. Lastly, place an ice pack on the arm to reduce swelling, and as always, seek medical care when available.
Now it's time to test your knowledge on treating a fracture. When treating a fracture, what is the first step you would take? If you answered assess the victim, you are correct. And the next step? Place a newspaper and or towel under the arm. The next step is to make a splint for the arm. And the fourth step? If you answered use trash bag and or towel as a sling for the arm, you are correct. The fifth step? Use a trash bag to mobilize the arm. And the sixth step? Check for circulation. And the final step on treating a fracture is to apply the ice pack.
The video you have just seen provided a basic understanding of the steps necessary to address an injury that may occur during a hurricane. Review these steps at the beginning of each hurricane season and practice them with your family or friends. Being prepared and taking precautions before the storm arrives should still be your top priority, but accidents may still happen, and by being prepared, you will be able to offer assistance in a critical time. Remember, these instructions are not intended to take the place of professional medical care, and you should always seek medical attention as soon as you are able following an injury. For more information on current hurricane threats and what you can do to be prepared, please visit the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's website at www.nhc.noaa.gov.